Record system. All right, so I'm going to start with this and record it while we go through it. I think it'll be beneficial not only to you guys, but whoever else gets to watch this recording. It's kind of like the format of what I'm following because I had to go through certain things and be structured. And feel free to ask questions along the way. If you want to make them personal ones, you can, but we're going to be recording it. So there are 7 steps in this business, and I want you to realize where you guys are and where you could use more help being with the knowledge you start off with. And we all go through these 7 steps. I've been with the business for a while, so 7 steps. The first step is our goals is your goal. And I went ahead and wrote out my goal over here, and I'm going to share it with you. Okay. My goal, and Helene and I have had some training with this. You want to have a goal that's to be or to have in 20 words or less. So I really carefully constructed this goal here, and I'll share it with you right now. To attract, develop, and support an elite team of self-sufficient leaders that incorporate Fiverr methodology to achieve their objectives. Again, to attract and develop and support an elite team of self-sufficient leaders that incorporate Fiverr methodology to achieve their objectives. The reason why I wrote it out like this was to attract is because I want to bring people into this business. To develop, we're going to do that through personal growth and everything we're going to talk about here. And support, because once people come in and you help them, they're going to need ongoing support. It's kind of like that with MetaMates, right? I attract them into the group, I develop them in the skills they need, the habits they have, and then I support them on an ongoing basis. An elite team of self-sufficient leaders. The top position in this company is Team Elite, but you don't have it unless you have an elite team. You guys are part of my elite team. You guys will have build your own little, your own bigger elite teams. Self-sufficient leaders. There's an expression that says success without succession is failure. We have to coach people to be leaders of leaders. That's the biggest thing in network marketing and in life is you want to have people who can lead with or without you. The mark of an effective business is if it runs the same way whether you're present or not. It doesn't have to be a chiropractic office. It could be a karate studio. It could be wherever it is. When it's running, whether you're there or not, you've achieved success. Success without succession, someone who takes over in your place, is failure because it's always going to count on you. The goal here is to separate yourself from your income. And you can work when you want to because you enjoy it, not because you have to. That incorporate Fiverr methodology. I have something called Fiverr I've shared with you guys. 5 plus, 5 or more. It's a joke. Fiverr, 5 or more, right? We're going to 5 or more. So you get those 5 names, and then you have additional ones. And that's going to be people that are in your prospect list, which we're going to get to the next section. But you always want to be able to talk to people in this business. Your business is open when your mouth is open. When you're talking to people is when you're doing this business. And then the last one is to achieve their objectives. My goal is to help people achieve their goals. It's not necessarily about me. It's about helping people get what they want. If you help enough people get what they want, you will have what you want. But I like to be a place of servant leadership where I'm helping people, meeting them where they are to help them achieve their objectives. Do you guys have any questions on this part over here?
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, looks good.
So it's really important for you to have your goal or objective listed, 20 words or less. It starts with to be or to have. Can I count on you guys to text that to me when you get a chance?
Yes.
Thank you. Now I'm going to go over here to number 2. So the first one is goals. Number 2 is make a list. Now the list is friends, family, business, community, 3-foot rule. Your friends are people that you'd want to open up a multi-million-dollar business with. Your family is people that you've been close with, that you like, that you want to go on vacation with, something you want to have fun with. Elena told us about her friend Elisa that she was in a band with one time. She was girlfriends with her, used to go on spring break and hang out. You think of these people that are your buddies, people that you've gone in the service with, Ken. So think about that. Business is people you've done business with in your community. I've done business with Elena for a long time. I've sent my son over to her studio. And then in the community, you have, your synagogues, your churches, your temples, your mosques, people that are part of the community. Your organizations like Coral Springs Basketball Club, etc. You're going to go to the parents that are there. And lastly is the 3-foot rule. You're walking around the health market. You're at the Whole Foods store. You're at a webinar or a conference. You're at you're continuing education. You're going to bump into people that have the shared similarities that you. You're at a karate tournament. You're going to be talking about people who look, feel, and stay healthy. I'm in car clubs. I use the car club as a way to meet people in my business. I just reached out to someone who's out of town until the day after Mother's Day, 12th, and he's gonna go. I'm gonna drop a line with him after that. So it's friends, family, business, community, 3 foot rule. Now I go ahead and I split that list in different sections. The first section is sharing and referring. Sharing is someone I'm going to be sharing a product with. If I have a product that I'm using and I like it, I'm going to share it with someone who I believe they'll get some benefit from it. So the sharing is, hey, this is a product called Age Lock Youth. It features a technology that helps you brush off your youth gene clusters, 92% of them. I love it. It helps with inflammation. You can read about it. I'll send you a video. And I share that with that person. When I share this product with them, I get a sharing bonus. That is done through members. Members are customers. So there are retail customers that get paid full price. Think shopping at Publix. There are members, think members at Costco. They get like 20% off. And then there are business affiliates. That's the next thing. When I share this with the business affiliate, I don't get a commission on what they buy. But if that business affiliate goes ahead and signs up one of their members, I'll get a referring bonus. The referring bonus, we'll get into the numbers later. But so when I'm sharing something, I'm sharing with the customer. And when I enroll someone into the business as a business affiliate and they get their member, I get a percentage of that too. So in that regard, I have people that I share product with. I'm thinking about who are going to be on the product because you want to build up customers. In any business, you want to have customers or you're out of business, right? Do we agree? You need to have customers in your store or you're out of business. You need to be selling coffee. You need to be selling subscriptions to your studio. You need to be signing up people with workout packages or you're out of business. Now, when I think about people that I'm sharing and referring the business with, I'm thinking of geographically. I'm going to be doing things local when I'm doing sharing and referring because I don't want to have to drive to Atlanta, give this to a person. I'll meet them down the block in Margate and show them what it is, or maybe I'll scan them with my technology because I'm sharing the business with them. Now, when I'm thinking about referrals, I might think regionally, people that are in the Boca region is local, but there are national meetings where I'm going to be finding some partners that are going to build the business, and there's also global leaders. So make a list of people you think of nationally. Who do you know in Atlanta? Who do you know that's in Houston? My sister lives in Houston. Her husband's a doctor. Who do you know in the DC area? This I base on the upcoming flyers that we're getting. Tonight in LA, Redondo Beach, there's Charlie Patterson, who's going to be presenting this business. Last night, between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, we signed up 4 affiliates underneath another leg of mine, and they're all going there with guests today in Redondo Beach. Tomorrow is Sunnyvale, California, Silicon Valley, and I'm thinking about people who I can send there. At any time, you want to be spending 80% of your time in this business. 80% of your time in this business is going to be spent right here, thinking of people to share the product with and also people who can refer you customers. You're either making a list or you're calling your list, especially times right now. For example, this is 12 o'clock on a Tuesday. It's not a good time to do training, but I just wanted to do it just to do it once and then we'll leverage it. Right now is the time to be calling people. On Sunday at 5 o'clock, you can't call people because they're in church. It's Palm Sunday, it's Easter Sunday, it's Mother's Day. But during the week, working hours, 9 to 5, 9 to 7, 8 to 7, whatever you think you'd want to get a phone call is when you can make phone calls. All right? Is everybody clear on this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
80% of your time either making a list or calling the list you made from the day before. Sundays, I spend a lot of time making a list. It's low key. I'm sitting there. If I'm doing something with my kids, something pops in my head. Now, what I do is I actually make a running list on my phone. So you see this prospects phone. And what I have is people that I've called, people that I'm going to meet with. And then I have prospects drive by. I have people where I'm going to go drive by, like a med spa, or someone I'm going to get scanned, or someone I used to go to help me with my knee, who's a chiropractor. This person owns a medical supply store. This person, I'm going to go to a triathlete shop. I'm going to go to a Boca triathlete shop. I'm going to go see a doctor who's in practice who used to work at another clinic that has a scanner. I'm going to go see a dermatologist I used to talk to. So I have a list of people that I'm going to drive by in person, and I have a list of people I'm going to call on the phone. You see my list? I've got 32 people. I want to have 100 people in the list. So I'm a third of the way there. I want 100. Have 100 people. So what happens is, here comes the buffet analogy. If I'm sitting there and I have a little, one guy on there, oh, this doctor I've known forever. I've known him for 25 years. I got to make sure he goes on a product. If he says, no, I'm not interested, you have nothing else. But if you're at a buffet and you're there and you're piling on coleslaw and chicken and sausage and you're piling on mac and cheese and then you're gonna try to get this on there. If something falls off, you're okay because you still have all this. You still eat. It's a buffet. But if you had just one thing, you're done. Your meatball's gone and you got nothing left. So the point is to have so much on your plate, the abundance, that you don't care if something falls off. People are fickle. They're just fickle. They're going to tell you one thing and do another. My wife, who's in marketing, she says to get 10 people, you need 100. I'm like, what? Why? Why don't people respond? Why are they ghosting you? I don't know. It's just the way people do things. That's what they do. People ghost people. It's just human nature. So when you have this list built up, you can go ahead and have somebody to work with. Now, is everybody clear on that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Family, business, community, 3-foot rule. Now I'm going to go into the 4 C's of inviting, but there's a 5th C, and it's not the 5th one. We're going to put it in front. The 4 C's of inviting are compliment, create curiosity, control yourself, and commit. But there's one more that has to be built first. It's your confidence. Your confidence in this product comes from using the product. It comes from experiencing the product. You can confidently recommend someone goes to Disney World because you went there and you had a positive experience. It's hard to recommend somebody to go to Disney World if you haven't gone yourself. But once you go to Disney World, you've experienced it. Once you've experienced these products, and I know this applies for you guys, we won't get into it, but you guys both have experience with the product Vitality recently that you've actually reported to the group. I can't convey or transfer my experience with you. You have to do it for yourself. So that's how you build up that confidence, which is the first C I put over here. Then there's compliment, create curiosity, control, and commit. Ken, we met each other briefly at the Crunch Fitness. You seem like one of the guys that really stood out. That's why I approached you. You were open to take a look at the technology, and I heard about your background. You're somebody I'd really like to work with. That's basically making a compliment. Curiosity. Do you keep yourself open to income streams outside of what you're doing here or not? Yes, no. Great. Then I control myself. Well, what do you got? Well, I've got something that can tell you how healthy you are in 30 seconds. It's based on Nobel Prize winning science, and we're going to be launching 100,000 units into the market. There's only 2,000 right now, and we're launching 100,000 units. Control myself. Don't say too much. How does it work? What does it do? What is Raman spectroscopy? You can just slow down. Slow down. When you just go, hey, I want to answer all your questions, and you have good questions, and I want to make sure they're presented to you in a way by someone who's been doing the business a little bit longer than I have. What I'd like to do is invite you to an overview, take a look, a presentation, take a look, a local meeting, take a look, a live discussion we have this night, a recorded call, whatever the tool is you want to send them, whatever it is, I would like for you to take a look and get your opinion. If I were to send you a link where you could hear about this in 25 minutes for some of the leaders who've made millions of dollars, back to curiosity, would you be my guest and listen in so I can get your feedback? If I were to send the link, would you give me your feedback? And then you get them to commit. Yeah, I can do that for you. Great. We have a live call today. It's taking place 3 o'clock Eastern. It's also taking place 8 o'clock Mountain. I'll send you a link. You could register for whichever time works best for you. Which time do you think would work? 3 o'clock, I'm still working. 8 o'clock probably works. Great. I'm going to send you a link. You can pick the time that works. And once you've listened to it, I'd like to get your feedback. Is tonight at 8:30 after you hear it be okay after the call, right after the call finishes? Or would tomorrow be better? Alternate close. Tonight, probably going to be going right to bed at 8:30. I'm going to have my nightcap on and I'm going to go to sleep and, have my, but like tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock is better. Great. I'll give you a call 10 o'clock tomorrow. That'll give you commit. That'll give you time to look at the information. Please make sure to write down your questions because you're going to have some. And at that time, when I call you back at 10 o'clock tomorrow, I might have one of my business partners on the call to answer some of your questions. They've been doing the business a little bit longer than I have, and I'm looking forward to see what questions you have. Yes, Helena.
So that's what I was going to ask you. It's best to set them up for one of those 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. calls and then do the 3-way call with you after that.
You're getting the commitment. Yeah, because I'll look at it. I'll try to look at it. If someone says to you, Helena, I'll try to be there on Saturday, you're going to open up the studio just for them. and they tell you, I'm going to try to be there at 8:35 in the morning. What would you say if they say they're going to try to be there?
I would say, well, when we normally don't open up that early, I'm doing this specifically for you, so I need to know that you will be there.
Wow, I'm going to be there because I know you're about integrity and you know I'll be there. That's the kind of posture I want you to have. Hey, this is great. I appreciate you giving me your feedback. I'm great. I'm happy that you're open to taking a look at this. I'm really looking to build something big, and you have the background that could do really successful with this. So I am going to be getting watch what happens because you're going to get your senior partner on the phone. You don't want to let down two people. I mean, they're gonna let that not call. It's gonna be you. But if I'm on the call, they're letting down two people. I'm gonna arrange to have my business partner. You don't have to say Joe Scalia. It could be Stephen Moore. It could be Lawrence Kazan-Kazini. It could be Ken Lauria. Doesn't matter. You're gonna have your business partner on the phone, and that you'd like to introduce them to. That's it. I may have my business partner on the phone at that time to introduce you to you. You want to get that firm commitment. Now, if you have somebody who doesn't watch the calls, somebody doesn't answer the phone call at 3 o'clock, somebody that doesn't even respond to you and tell you why they didn't show up, is that the kind of person you want to be with?
Absolutely not.
Is that the person you're going to open up the studio for at 8:30 in the morning, and you can be hanging out and doing what you want to do? Is that fair?
That's why you have the extra on your plate.
That a girl. Now you get it. Now you go off the coleslaw and you go right into the baked beans because you know what? You got plenty of other things. There's 8 billion people, I think, now on planet Earth, and that's just one of them. You still got 7,990,909,909 people to go through. Don't cry about it. All right, are we okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So we have goals, we have lists, we have the 4 C's of inviting. Now you got to invite. What are you going to invite them to? Well, you could do a one-on-one presentation. Helena did that the other day with one of her doctors. I did it the other day at Big Bear with a chiropractor that you and I reached out with, Ken. You're going to invite them also to an online, you could do a live event with an online business briefing, 3 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You're going to see the schedule. They can register for an online event. Sometimes having an online event gives more, it's people like online, I'm sorry, live discussions better than things that are recorded. We're going away from the word webinars and we're doing discussions because people don't like to be on a webinar. They think it's boring. But I like to say it's only 25 minutes long. It's someone in the top leader in the business. They made millions of dollars. Now, in case they can't make it to a live, you drop into well, I'm going to look and see if there's a recorded event I can send you. Here we go. Ready? If would. If I go and find a recorded event that I think would be good for you to listen to, would you take the time to listen to it? If would, it would get commitment. Commitment. Yes. Hey, we're in luck. There's a local event happening tonight. You're in Redondo Beach. This is happening in Redondo Beach. There's a local tonight at 6 o'clock. They're doing registrations. 7 o'clock, you'll be able to get your biophotonic scan score. 8 o'clock, they're going to present. If I send you an invitation to a live local event, would you attend? And then there are regionals. Regionals is, like the regionals, locals, whatever. Like we had a local event here in Boca, but we could consider the regional event being like Orlando or Silicon Valley, whatever. And then we have one coming up in New York, where Helene and I are from in Queens. Okay. Lastly, there are national events. This is called the Healthcare Forum. We've got one coming up next Thursday. This is a national event where everybody that you met, regionally, locally, nationally, globally, can come to the Healthcare Forum quarterly. And then we have global conventions and success summit. At any given time, you're inviting them to a tool. The tool could be a one-on-one training, a presentation. The tool could be a recorded discussion. The tool could be a live discussion. The tool could be a local event, live. The tool could be a national event, quarterly. The tool could be a global event, celebrating people's success. There's a lot of value in getting to those events. Do you understand what you're supposed to invite into?
Yeah.
So
Any questions?
the 3 and 8 p.m. call, the 3-way calls, you can invite them to a live event. You can invite them to watch a video. What am I missing?
A tool, a website, a PIP, a product.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I'd like to learn more about the Age-Lock Youth and what's in it. You said something about purple corn. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the website. I'm going to go to Stella, and I'm going to go to products. I'm going to hit product information page, and I'm going to forward you the 7 pages on this that you can read about, 3 pages. There are 6 pages on LifePack Nano you could read. And then what I like to do is follow up with you and answer any questions you have. And I'm going to have someone who's been recommending LifePack Nano for the past 15 years on the phone. Is 3 o'clock okay after you look at whatever, any kind of tool? But presentations usually are a better tool. We're going to get back to the product information page in a second. So now, after they've gone to the live event or the recorded event and they've committed to it, you want to schedule a follow-up. okay, so I'm going to have my business partner on the phone tomorrow at 10 after you've seen the presentation tonight. And that way, please be sure to write down any questions. This will make you better prepared to ask questions to my senior business partner on the line. You have the three-way call scheduled with your partner. You're going to introduce your partner. And after you introduce your partner, you're going to be quiet. So this is an important part of the three-way call. Hey, Bill, thank you so much for did you get a chance to look at the information last night? Yes, I did. It was live. It was great. I really like the presenter. Great. I was able to get my business partner, Helena Kaloff, on the phone. She's someone we really value and respect in the community. I knew you guys have a similar background in martial arts, and I thought it'd be nice for you to meet her. Helena, this is Bill. He owns a studio down the street, and he practices Taekwondo. And I figured you guys really hit it off. Bill, Helena, Bill. And then I'm quiet.
Okay.
Quiet. I'm quiet. And then she goes in, hey Bill, how you doing? How you doing? What you, oh, yeah. They have the conversation and I'm just listening. I'm just listening. In this case, I'm making Helena my business partner. She hasn't been in the business longer than me, but there's a relatability. And now Bill is hearing it from another voice outside of me. There is power in this. You might feel like you have to do it all your own. You got to know everything because you're a nurse or because you're a firefighter protocol or I'm a doctor. I got to know everything before I talk to people. Otherwise, I'm going to sound stupid. The more quiet, the quieter you are, the better it is. You know why? Because let someone else do the talking for you. This is leverage. This is where people think that they're not doing a good job. This is where they're doing the best job is being quiet. Now, the person might say, I saw the fish oils, but they don't come from this specific source. They come from krill versus they come from, fish. Or tell me a little bit more about your anchovies that you get off the coast of Peru. Or let me know which strain of corn is in there. Whatever technical question there is, let the upline or a source answer it for you. You know, that's a great question, Bill. I believe we're using this fish from the coast of Peru, anchovies. This is the naturally sourced. We learned about it, but I want to get you on the phone with a product specialist, and you're going to answer their concern or answer their questions. And then you go back to the presentation, you go back to a source, you get the technical support on the phone to answer their question. You're going to be talking to them approximately 6 times. You're going to be doing something called 6 exposures. 6 exposures is people getting their questions answered. I spoke to Helena about 6 times and then she came to the business. People are naturally hesitant. They have questions. And you just keep showing that you're going to answer their questions for them or find out what the answers are through a tool. And subconsciously they're saying, I don't need to know everything. Joe put Helena on the phone and she talked to me about, ADD and autism and ADHD in children and and irrational fears, and she's like a pediatric IC nurse and she's had experience in this. Wow, what a knowledgeable person. And he also has Ken, who spoke to me the other day, who knows all about this stuff because he's a personal trainer. He knows about VO2 max and the experience he's had with vitality is just incredible hearing about it. So they're hearing multiple people telling the story. Does everybody understand? So we got goals, lists, connecting people. Let something else do the presenting besides you, or if you want to do the one-on-one with the scan, you can. And now you're following up with them with your upline partner. We okay up to here?
Yeah.
Goals list, connecting people, what?
Goals, lists,
She's of inviting.
connecting with people and inviting, presenting, and now you're following up with them. Okay?
Yep.
Once they've seen everything they need to see, Ken, thank you so much for taking a look at this. You were on the live presentation. You got to meet Helena. You asked questions about the product. We got you in touch with product support. You want to know about the comp plan. We went through it. I sent you a link so you can watch that. Is there anything else that you needed to know before we got started? Did you see everything you needed? Did you have your questions concerned? How would you like to get started? Would you like to get started? Do you see anything that's stopping you from getting started? That's a good one. You know why? Because people love to say the word no. Do you see any reason why you shouldn't get started?
Right.
They're going to say no. Don't say right. I'm just kidding. They're going to say no. They're going to say no. Is this a bad time to talk? No. People like to say no. Let them say no. Ready? Is this a bad time to talk, Ken? No. There are 3 ways to get started. Number 1, if you're a healthcare practitioner and you have a busy office, you'd want to get one of these scanners, and there's a way for you to get the scanner. First is to buy a healthcare package, which consists of $39.50. That's $2,400 in product. That's a $1,000 training fee for the person to help you get the office up and running. And there's also $500 in marketing materials that are customized for you to hand out to people. So when people come in and they get scanned, if you look at the back, there's a QR code that can go right to your site. This is a turnkey setup for people who have a busy practice. Ken, I don't recommend you do that because you don't have a busy practice. And Helena, I don't recommend you do that either because you got a studio. But if you do want a scanner, there's another way to get started with a scanner besides the 3950. That HCA package, by the way, for people who need to know, is 01010489. That's the package that's the healthcare package. Number two, there's the Rep HCP package. This is a healthcare provider who wants a scanner, doesn't want to spend $39.50, and this is about $950 worth of products. And what it includes is a sampling of products like our youth, our collagen, our new biome, some mental health products. It also gives you 300 free scans that are preloaded in the scanner. Usually you pay, the least that comes with this is $147 a month, which has 50 scans at approximately $2 is 100. It's $19 for like insurance and $20 for taxes, or $20 for insurance, $19 for taxes. The total cost is $147. It gives you $100 worth of scans, 50 at $2 each. So you get that. It's like minutes on the phone, the old plan, when you paid for the minutes, and they do roll over. So if someone says, no, 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 950 is a little too steep for me, and well, do you want a scanner? No. Well, if you don't want a scanner, there's option 3. That is Business Starter Bundle. Business Starter Bundle is 0113-0544. The Business Starter Bundle is approximately $488. And what this does is it gives you a life pack, a youth, collagen, a new biome, and a meta. 5 products in a box for you to either use or share with people. Because at the end of the day, this business, or any business for that matter, is about getting products to the people who could use them so they can have an experience using the products. That's what this business is. That's what every business is. If you have somebody who doesn't want to get started with a healthcare package, who doesn't want to get started with a rep package, or doesn't want to get started with this business package, run. But don't run yet, because you're going to ask them a question. What do you think the question is going to be before you go away from this person who's not going to buy anything? What's the question?
How do I get the scanner?
Nope, that's not the question.
What's stopping you?
Nope. Because you don't care, because you already asked them that. And they said nothing's stopping me. Well, okay, if you're gonna ask them, okay, I don't have the money right now. Give me, okay, fine. How do I get the scanner? We already went through that, Ken. It's either getting this package or this package. You can't get the scanner unless you buy products. So that's covered.
Right.
Okay, now your question, Helena, is you said is what's stopping you? Ken, we kind of went over everything, and what's stopping you, right? Well, finances are kind of tight right now, or I have to wait for it to be 74 degrees on a Thursday with a full moon before I get started. Whatever the reasons are, it doesn't matter. Say, I understand the timing is off, money is tight, right? You're not capable. I know you have to understand, you have to go talk to your wife, who's not here listening to any of this. I know she didn't watch any of the meetings, she didn't do anything, and you got to run it by the refrigerator. I'm being really sarcastic, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what you've seen, I understand the timing is off and it's not, it's an opportunity sometimes not convenient. Based on what you've seen already, who do you know that would be like all over this? That would be like, oh my gosh, like I gotta have a scanner. Who do you know that's a healthcare practitioner? Who do you know that's got really into their,
That's the next question. Who do you know? Yeah.
I understand it's not for you. It's not for everybody. This isn't for everybody. Who do you know that would be like all over this thing? Who do you know that's really into their health? You see, I did that the other day. I was at the car club and the guy said, listen, Joe, I see what you're doing here, but honestly, I don't like to blend the car club with my business. I said, that's fine. I said, who do you know that's really into something like this? He goes, you got to go talk to this guy named Sebastian. He's like late 50s, all about his health, super shredded. He's all about fitness. And I looked him up and he's like into insurance and he's into wealth building and management. I just put a call into him and he's coming back, like I told you, at the end of next after Mother's Day. He's on vacation. The guy's on vacation. He's enjoying his life. A lot of people are on vacation right now. Get names. If you don't get the order, get a name. This name over here is how Steve built this entire leg that we're part of with Lawrence, with John, with myself, with Mike. How he got me first was not through me directly. He got me through someone who's gotten by somebody who's gotten from somebody. Steve walked into a medical spa. He had a headache. He says, because he got a headache from walking to the medical spa, the fumes. He went to the chiropractor. The chiropractor was interested. Because he was out, they recommended to another chiropractor who recommended another chiropractor who recommended to me. So you never know who that name is going to be. He went through like 4 names to get to me. You got to get to people's names. The most valuable asset they have are their names. If they're willing to work them, if they're not, it's your most valuable asset. If they give it to you. I mean, Helena, how valuable is it that a person comes in, loves your program, and tells another parent about it, and now you have that person coming into your studio for the next 7, 8 years because the parents stood there and gave the recommendation. Huge. Everybody okay with this? 3 ways to get started. There's no other way. Now, if you want to say, you know what, I want to get started on a new biome for $40 a month or whatever, $50 a month, I want to help, then you put them on a product. You give them a product experience and that's it. They get dropped down to just be product users. Because everybody, let me see what the because everybody needs to be on the products, right? Do you guys believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah.
into where you learn how to believe that everybody should be on the products. Teamwork. At the top over here, it says calls for sharpening your saw. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have a call at 9:30 in the morning. I send you guys those links sometimes. You need to have that in your calendar now. I'm not going to remind you anymore. Helena's
Right.
going to remind you.
I need, Joe, just please, repeat that the days and because I have right in front of me, I got the schedule for,
Yep,
like, there's a lead on Mondays, leadership meetings, but it says 7:30 mountain, time, right? So,
I'm going to go through it right now. Yeah.
okay.
I just want you to know the general idea here is to plug into training calls. This is not work. Work is making a list, inviting people,
Right.
having them go to a presentation, and then following up. This is people getting started. This is not work. This is sharpening your saw. There's an expression that says, if you give me 10 hours to cut down a tree, I'm going to spend 9 hours sharpening the saw. Yeah, make sure it's sharpening the saw, but you make sure you spend the hour cutting the tree. Over here, I'm telling you, spend 80% of your time doing this because your saw is going to be sharp because you guys have backgrounds. So instead of getting to the specifics of when the calls are, just get the general idea, and Helene is going to share with you when the time. Okay. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, forget about mountain. If you want to do the mountain thing, go ahead. I don't like to translate. 9:30 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have calls. 9:30 a.m. is Scott Bennett's call. And that's about company announcements and leaderships. That's Scott is above Steven, and he's the all-encompassing person who's helping us out. On Wednesday, we do how to do this business with Cash. And Cash has been going through stuff like this, and Elena likes that call as well. And on Friday, we do a mindset call with Lawrence and Dan. I'm not sure if Dan's going to continue doing it, but he's been doing it. And that's just more mindset. You probably don't need much of that. If you do this, this is all the mindset you need. Set a goal and go after it. Then there's other ones like the men's call at 11 o'clock on Friday. If you want to go into that, you find it beneficial. They have a scientist on there. They're going to get all up into one product. Like over here, the youth, they talked all about this. They talk about the sleep formula. It's a way for you to get product knowledge. You're sharpening your saw. Meta Mondays. Dan does something about Meta Mondays. There's Lawrence Kazan Cassini's call at 7 o'clock where he does a small group training like I'm doing with you guys. There's Mike and Dan's call at 8 o'clock that I invite you guys on. There's Johnny Rocket's scanner call that teaches you how to do the scanner in the doctor's office. You don't have to be on all these calls. I'm just letting you know. For example, someone in California just came on board and got this scanner. She's going to want to learn how to use it. And she's going to be going to doctor's offices. She needs to know where the forms are, how to use it, how to put the scanner on. Kind of like I taught you the other day, Ken, when you were here, I taught you how to go ahead and scan. And then over here at 8:45 this evening is Steven's call, and I'm going to be leading. So that's Steven's group. And so yesterday I came up with an analogy. This is Ken. And Ken's team, and you're part of Helena's team. You're like a Russian nesting doll. And Helena's part of Joe Scalia's team. And I'm part of Stephen Moore's team. And Scott Bennett is part of this team. And Dan McCormick is part of this team. See, we're all part of the team, but we start over here. You see? It's like a nesting doll. So whoever you know, like Johan is part of your little team, which is part of Helena's. And Helena's part of my team. And I'm part of Stephen's team. So we're all kind of, radiating outward, if you will. Questions on sharpening the saw. Is this overwhelming that there are all these calls? Be honest. Yes, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because
Okay.
and especially figuring out which link goes to what.
Okay, that's something on you. You got to figure that out because when it's posted on Facebook, healthcare Alliance, HCA, which you guys, I don't have you on there, Ken. I still don't have your Facebook account. You have one with your wife. You told me you had shared one. I asked you to send it to me. I still don't have it. You need to know these things. Or when I send you a link Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:30, and say, hey guys, this is the same link, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Grab that link, put it into your calendar if it's on paper, and have that link. I'm going to end this training right now, and that way we can talk candidly. Thank you guys for listening.